Hello everyone, Gaynor here from Property Made Simple, where we share extensive property knowledge with you guys. And today I'm going to share with you guys something really very interesting, which is how you are able to take advantage of property trends, regardless of whether you are the buyer or you are the seller. Now, in all property trends, it's really very obvious there are only two different types. One is the upward trend, and another one will be the downward trend. And believe me or not, at these two different trends, both buyer and sellers are still able to take advantage of these different scenarios as well. So let me show to you right now. Okay, so right now you can actually see that I draw two different trends. One is the property uptrend and the other one is the property downtrend, right? And I'm going to show to you how both buyer and sellers are able to take advantage of these two different trends, right? So let's focus on this property uptrend first, right? So when we are facing a property uptrend, who is the party, a buyer or seller? Which one do you think is the obvious one that will take advantage of this current uptrend situation, right? So it's really very obvious that the sellers are the one that benefits from this uptrend cycle. Why? Because they can wait, because as long as they wait, as long as possible, they are able to sell at much higher and higher price, right? So this seller is the obvious winner in a property uptrend. So let's talk about this group of another group, which is the buyers. How does a buyer able to take advantage when the property is on the uptrend? Now, the best part of, I've been serving a lot of different buyers, and I realized that a lot of buyers, why they are not able to benefit from the uptrend is because they are not ready of the situation. So if they look at past transaction prices and they look at the past few months, they are always not ready, because when an uptrend is happening, the prices are always going up higher and higher, and it can be between of 3 to 6 months, 3 to 6 months. And each time when a buyer is in the market, they want to buy at this point of time, their mindset will be the price point that has happened 3 to 6 months ago, and which is the past, right? So if they have this mindset, they are not able to benefit from the property uptrend. Now, so how are they able to benefit? They must be ready, right? They must be able to straight away take action when they know that the trend is moving upwards. Because if they are able to take action and be ready, at least if they are able to take action at the very early stage, prices will still move upwards. So, and that is where they are able to benefit from here or from here, not from when they are buying at the peak. And that is where this is what they want to avoid, right? So one important thing is that for buyers, if you want to benefit from the uptrend, you have to be ready. And I just want to share with you my own perspective. When I mean ready, means if you view a resale property, you must be ready to bring a check and straight away negotiate with the seller so that you are able to get the best possible price immediately. And if you are able to meet a seller who is willing to sell you at that point of time. So this is how both buyers and sellers is able to benefit from the property uptrend. So now let's talk about the property downtrend. Now, who is the obvious party, right? The group who is able to benefit when the property is on the downward cycle, right? Definitely is this group who is the buyers. Now, why? Because the buyers can wait, right? If they have the patience, right? They can wait, because if they wait longer, they are able to buy at the lowest possible price, right? So if you are a seller in this scenario, in the downward trend, what do you think you should do? Should you want to wait when you sell at the lowest point, or you need to be the same as what I mentioned, to be ready to sell at this point or at this point? So the key thing that I want to highlight is that both buyers and sellers have to be ready, right, to take action that is advantageous to you either on the upward trend or on the downward trend. Because as a seller for a downward trend, if you are able to sell immediately to serious buyers, you are able to take advantage because from here, you won't face a situation where you will be selling at the lowest price point. Now, so after sharing this, you might have one question. So Gaynor, how do I know whether it is on a property uptrend or whether it is at a property downtrend? Now, there are few elements I think is very important for me to highlight, and I think that this is basically you probably have to know, or probably you need to feel the sentiment of the market if you are already a buyer or seller in the market, selling your property or buying, right? The next thing is you really have to look is supply and demand, right? This will probably give you the biggest clue to the market, because when it is a property uptrend, supply will be low, whereas the demand will be high, right? Because the supply is low, the demand is high, prices goes up, right? So you got to probably check in the property portals whereby you are able to trace, wow, how many, if today you are selling a 3-bedroom or you're buying a 3-bedroom, you can already from there in the property portals, you can check, you know, what is the supply for the 3-bedroom, you know, stuff like that. Now, likewise, for here, if it is a property downtrend, you also have to use this supply and demand to give you a cue of is it whether it's on the downtrend, right? Because if for a property downtrend, then it's really very obvious because the demand is very low from the buyers, whereas the supply is everywhere. And that's why nobody is buying. The buyers are staying aside, right? And that's why they have the patience, they will try to wait as long as possible, whereas the supply is a lot. So use this clue, supply and demand, to have an understanding of where the trend is, whether is it on the uptrend or whether is it on the downtrend. And so you as a buyer or seller is able to take advantage of that particular scenario. So hopefully you guys benefit from the illustration that I just showed to you all. So even if you're a buyer or you're a seller, you are still able to take advantage of the property trend. Gaynor from Property Made Simple, and I'll see you in the next video.